Welcome back to another episode of the Think Global podcast. This is episode 48. And as many of you guys were aware, or you should be aware, I had a crazy idea in 2024 to start Azomco's first ever women's basketball team. And in retrospect, where we're at now, it was one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life. Why? Because it provided young Rwandan girls an opportunity to showcase their talents via basketball. And through these practices, these community engagements, and over the course of the season, got to know the young ladies very, very well. And also, they're very organized, they're very innovative, they're very eager and ambitious. And I'll give you a perfect example. The spokeswoman of the Azomco women's basketball team was selected on day one of the season. So for the very first practice, they selected a team captain, a co-captain, somebody in charge of community engagements, and then the spokeswoman. So I'm have a very pleasure to have the Azomco women's spokeswoman here in the studio live on the Think Global podcast. Welcome to the Think Global podcast, Michelle.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So, Michelle, we have a segment on our podcast that is called the World Call. That's when we give our guests 10 seconds to name off some of the countries that you visited. Okay. So right now we're going to put Michelle on the World Call. Ready, go.
Okay. Nigeria, Uganda, Kenya, Ethiopia.
Okay, so that's like 4 or 5 countries all throughout Africa. Out of those countries, which did you enjoy the best?
I would say there are 2, Uganda and Nigeria.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't find Ethiopia favorable?
I think it's because I didn't spend much time there. Okay. It was 4 to 5 days, so I didn't get enough time to explore.
Okay.
Maybe that's why. Okay. But for like Nigeria, I spent 2 weeks.
Okay.
So 14 days, that's why I enjoyed it most.
Okay. Makes sense. It makes sense. So thank you again for coming on the episode number 48 with me. We're going to talk a little bit about basketball, a little bit of Rwandan culture, and kind of just have this conversation go wherever we see fit. So you are a basketball player. You're also a student. Let's talk about the growth of women's basketball in particular. Maybe for you, seeing it 5 years ago to it is now. How much has it grown, and how many more opportunities have arisen for young women in Rwanda?
Mm-hmm. So as a young woman that have been into basketball for now, it's, I think, 11 years, since 2014 up to now. So I've seen changes. Like recently, we've seen people investing. Mm-hmm. We've seen facilities being made. Mm-hmm. We've seen media attention to young ladies, which is giving them the platform. Now young girls, they have people to look up to. So we're really, I would say, we're developing day by day, which is really awesome. So maybe we're not yet there.
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
But trust me, it's wonderful. It's very beautiful. We're trusting the process. Mm-hmm. We're seeing that we're heading somewhere, and we're loving it so far.
That's great. Do you see like even younger, like little kids, little girls, mm-hmm. also inspiring to participate in more sports?
Yeah, for sure. Because now we're seeing like even international competitions that are being brought to Rwanda. They're giving overall on the top of it, they're giving young children, not only girls, but young kids. They're seeing. They're being interested. Like if you take an example of BAL, now kids here are being aware of sports, and they're saying that sport can do something. When we were young, we had dreams of being big and so on. So if you see people like having a stage, like I would say if you see people being famous, and so you feel like you can be there too, you dream big. That's what I would say. It's just giving us a way of heading somewhere.
Now, in terms of like actual Rwandan culture, is it something that is the older generation? Are they okay with young girls playing sports, or do they still want them to focus only on the education? Do they understand the benefits and the values of it? I know it's it's a general statement, but it's case by case basis. But I'm saying in general, how are the older generation being receptive to young girls getting involved into sports?
So far, the mindset is being changed. But back then, in our time, it was so hard.
Yeah.
It was so hard. Our parents couldn't believe that it was a safe space for us to be there. They were not okay with us being in sport because they had some different examples. I'm not going to judge them because they had the examples of girls joining sport and wasn't going as people would love to see. So by then it was so hard. But these days, we're lucky that now parents are understanding it because, as I said, the facilities at schools now, the Ministry of Sport is emphasizing and they're putting much of effort into sport. Now parents are just getting to know slowly by slowly. Now they're understanding it. And so far, we appreciate where it is now.
So good, so good. Yeah, I think back to when we founded It's Her Time to Shine, the Azomco first ever tryouts. And I remember walking into the court and it seemed like it was nearly 100 girls who were there to try out for the team. And just that is remarkable because, we made a couple of posts on Instagram and we made some announcements, but the fact that 100 girls showed up for an opportunity to play for a basketball team a new basketball team is it says a lot about the demand and where the kind of the mentality of the girls. They want the opportunity. And the real reason why we founded Azomco's women's basketball team was because of girls like yourself who are reaching out to us constantly over on Instagram and say, okay, we saw that you guys have a men's team, but we want a team too. When are you going to open up a women's team? When? And I was like, so it came that time where we felt that the need between myself and Layla Muganga, to provide an opportunity for your girls to as we say, get your time to shine. So from that particular point, now that I know you girls, it makes it for me like almost like it's sentimental because I know how much you guys appreciate the opportunity. I know how much we've grown together, and I think about what if, what if that wasn't happening, or what if we selected different players, I wouldn't have get to know you. I wouldn't have get to know the rest of the team, So it's kind of like it's a process that's developing, and it's a beautiful thing that we founded. How has it been playing for Azomco for the last couple of years?
I would say it's been an honor to be a part of the Azomco team, women's team. Actually, we're not together just for winning games. That's not what we're just together to build up together, like to step up together, helping each other, teamwork, discipline, and for sure it's been a great journey together so far. For me, I don't see Azomco as a team. I see them as a family.
Yeah.
Because day by day we learn, day by day. Shout out to our coach because he really tackles either physically and mentally. He helps us to achieve our goals. And being a part of them, I would say it really challenges me every day because I want to be better like those girls because we really have talents.
Yeah.
And especially young talents.
Young talents, yeah.
Because if you've seen, we're like the same age group.
Yeah.
So every day we encourage each other. We support each other. We lift each other. That's why I think every day we get better because if you go back as how we started, we weren't better as we are today.
No.
Every day we grow. Every day we get
Absolutely.
better. So I really appreciate being a part of Azomco family. Even after how life will just take it, I'll forever take them as my family.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. No, I agree. We have a very close. For example, from season to season, things change. Like if you look at our men's team, we only have 4 players that played on our team last year. 4 players out of 13 or 14. Yeah. This year on our women's team, we have maybe out of the 13 that we had, we returned 11. The majority of the people, the strong majority of our players came back again. And this is, it shows how close knitted we are together. So yeah, we're excited. And you mentioned young talent. That's exactly what I wanted to build. You know, it's a club starting new. It's developing. It takes a process, and we have to be realistic. We're not going to go in year one, year two, and say we're going to go win the championship. No, it's not about that. It's about development. And I really want to see young players like yourself, Kelia, Marwa, Promise, you know, really kind of come into themselves and really become good quality basketball players. So basketball is on the court, but you're also studying off the court. What are you studying, and how is it going?
I'm in my last year, and I'm doing journalism.
Nice.
So
nice.
I'm specializing myself in sports journalism.
Very good. So
because that's the industry.
You're setting yourself up for the BAL.
Of course.
Yes.
Yes. So as you said, doing sport and studying at the same time is challenging. It's a very big challenge. But because you have to study, you have to practice, you have to rest, you have to recover, and at the same time you do it in the same day of 12 to like few hours.
Yeah.
So you have to do them all. But what really helps me is to know why. So why do I do them both? First of all, basketball feeds my passion. Mm-hmm. But education secures my future. Mm-hmm. So knowing that both of them, they are my long-term achievements, like they're going to take me somewhere one day, it really gives me the courage to keep on moving. That gives me the discipline to just quit my distractions, just for me to focus. Because I have to do them. At the end of the day, I want them all. I want to succeed in my career, but I also want to be an educated young woman.
Yeah.
Why not? So I don't want to. Back then, we had this one issue, which mainly I think was the main reason to make our parents refuses us to go into sport, because whenever young kids join sports, they quit school. That's what used to happen back then, which was a poor mindset for me, because you can be a good player, but also educated one.
Yeah.
You can do them both. So I think it's a stereotype that we're fighting. So I want to prove to young girls that who one day look up on me, that you can be educated and you can be successful in your sport career, either as a player, either as a coach, either as anyone that is involving into sport. So that's why I every day put much of my efforts into that.
For sure. You know, in the States, when you get recruited to colleges, they have a term called student athletes. Mm-hmm. You know, the student athlete. So you might get recruited to university to play basketball there, and then you're enrolled into the educational programs. You know, so it's something that definitely can be done, but it takes a lot of balance. What kind of things do you need to do in order to create this balance? Is it, how do you time management? How do you say discipline? How do you make sure that you sleep a lot? How do you make sure that you're taking care of yourself as far as nutrition to be able to think and also play? How are these? How are you managing it, like, through time?
As I said, first of all is to know why. Why are you doing those two? Mm-hmm. So setting your priorities, like what do I have to do first? What do I do next? For me, because I know the both things I'm doing are very challenging to do them both, that's why I quit other distractions. I'm going to be focusing on my sport career and my education. So that's why I took those two. And I said, maybe the rest thing, I'll be doing them after, but let me prioritize these two, so that I clearly knows that I need to recover, I need to rest. So if I'm not in class, I have to make sure that I'm resting and just doing things that are making me recover. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to practice.
Yeah.
So if I don't rest well, that's when I'm going to be meeting with my coach, and he's going to see me tired. Yeah. And I'm not supposed to show him that I'm tired by that time. So that's why, if you know why you're doing those two, and knowing the value they have into your life, that will help you to just manage your time, set your discipline and everything. Yeah.
Sure. I think another thing that you have been involved with off the court, or what is it, Miss Rwandan, is it pageant or competitions? Pageantry.
Yeah.
So you have participated in the Miss Rwanda pageantry. Which year?
2022.
2022. What did you take away from this kind of pageantry? Obviously, you have a very good, speaking, and the confidence have probably grown, because you're in front of people, you're being kind of in the public eye. What have you taken away from this, and how have you applied it to your life?
Okay, actually, my journey of pageantry did not stop only into Miss Rwanda, because I later on joined other pageants.
Yeah.
Even in Nigeria, I was.
I remember,
I was in Miss Africa. So I joined Miss Africa, I joined Miss Rwanda, Rwanda Global Top Model, I joined Miss Heritage Global. So those all pageants that I joined, I would say they're things that helped to shape myself as I am today. Because, of course, as you said, I wasn't this confident before. I was sometimes not able to speak in front of people. But after joining them, it was a very good journey that I've so far loved. I'm really proud of myself that I joined them. Sometimes people say, why do you go into those things when you do sports? And I said, who said we can take them both?
Do both. The more the merrier.
I really feel like as young women, we're really capable of doing more than one thing. We have the ability to do multiple things. So that's why I can do anything within my sports career or anything. So joining them, because I met different young African queens.
I want to talk to you about that as well.
I had a chance to meet. They're really intelligent, really visionary young females. So that really shows me that our continent has really
a lot of potential.
We have I would say, I don't know if people knows that, but we're very rich. We're very rich, not by how people say manners of things, but we're rich with the people we have. Seeing those young ladies with what they think, with their mindset, with the way they're driving into change, they want to see change to their continent. That really shaped me. It changed my mind. It gave me a very different direction. It gave me the passion, to come back here, and it gave me to think out of the box. That's where I even got my project that I'm working on these days.
Tell us about your project that you're working on these days.
Yes, please. My project I'm doing on currently is helping teenage mothers and other young girls that passed through different life challenges, to show them that life really gives second chance. If, for teenage mothers, if they've dropped out of school, it's not the end of the life. If they felt like life is no longer in their favor, I really want to show them that they still got second chance. So that's how I just move around the country, looking those kind of girls, giving them the opportunity to learn, either maybe not going back to school, because sometimes it's hard going back to school with having a kid, but they can learn at the particular things that can help them to move forward in life. For young girls especially, I tried to create the platform for them to explore their ability and to give themselves the chance, because some of them, it's not the society, it's themselves that are they are distracting themselves to get somewhere. So I do show them, I just talk to them, bring the people who are able to talk to them, because me, I'm not sure if I'm good at it, but there are some people that I went to school for that. So they talk to them, they show them how life is beautiful, how they can still go far.
I didn't know that, Michelle. Congratulations on that. That's very impressive. It's a good initiative, and I wish you much success with it. Please let me know how we can mobilize some of our human resources, some of these other women empowerment figures, or even the male people, if you want to reach out to them and to speak to them, or to, I don't know if they're in need of some particular resources for their children or something like that. But we have an ability to maybe, help support your project in some way. So we can look forward to some kind of a collaboration. Lastly, before we end, why don't you tell some of the young Rwandan girls, a piece of advice, or somehow to inspire them, something that you have learned through your development and your process and your upbringing, that they can be encouraged and to be inspired, and maybe help, not do the same mistakes that maybe you have made, or, just to help them find a direction. Why don't you give them some advice?
Yeah, so any young girl that is watching this, please, we all do mistakes, but please don't be hard on yourself. The word itself is hard, so you better be easy on yourself. I particularly made a mistake when I joined basketball before, so I wasn't brave enough to keep on with my basketball career. I just took 6 years off, not doing anything, not practicing, not having a team, not doing anything basketball related. But later on, I had a chance. I gave myself a second chance, because after all, I found out that everybody deserves a second chance. So I give myself a second chance to join basketball again. So please use that as an example, that whatever you're passing through in life, you really deserve a second chance. Don't quit life. No. I'm not going to ensure you that life is perfect. You're not going to be meeting the setbacks. No. You're just going to get setbacks. In every aspect of life you'll be. But I really believe in you. Me, I believe in you. If there is nobody else you've seen who believes in you, me, I believe in you. I believe you can do anything. Well, we no longer ask permissions to dream big. No. Now we create our own tables to sit on and discuss. So you're capable of doing anything.
Wow. Very, 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 very powerful words from our spokeswomen, the Azomco women's basketball team spokeswomen. This has been episode 48 of the Think Global podcast. We'd like to make sure that you subscribe to this channel for more content like this. This was absolutely amazing. Women empowerment, youth development, basketball development as well. So make sure you follow this podcast. Thank you so very, very much for coming on the podcast and kicking it with me today and having this friendly conversation. I appreciate it again, Michelle. Know that you're going to be in good hands. You got a really, really bright spirit, and you're hardworking, and you're doing all the right things. So shout out to you. Shout out to
Global, that's our call. Azomco leading, stay in the top, leading Rwanda.